Hey guys, this is RyGuyGaming back with another episode of Spyro. Enter the Dragonfly, and if you remember last time we left off here in Dragonfly Dojo, we were just about to go into the flight level here, but I just jumped down so to get up there. As you can see, I put the game to widescreen like I said I was going to. Apparently this makes the game lag more, so if it does, we might have to go to 4:3, but I think for this episode at least, we'll keep it in 16:9. So we'll have to see how that goes, but yes, I have to sit through a loading screen, so I will be right back. Okay, yeah. I think this emulator, whatever it's doing, it helps speed up the the load times. So yeah, just like last time, we have a race and then we have a time attack kind of thing going on, and these look and control really weird. I don't think they're honestly too different from the originals. Like the concept's the same, but the controls just feel a lot worse in my opinion. But that's the same for a lot of this game, is that the controls just feel worse. I kind of want to grab that last glider. Let's get him. And then we can start grabbing these cart guys. Oh yeah, I also turned off the Sparx hints, so hopefully Sparx will interrupt us much less than he was in the previous episode, so I guess we'll see. There's just that one guy left, so now I guess we'll get these. Did that light up? Oh my gosh, it did. So I guess the flame hitboxes on these are pretty generous. The music in these flight levels is really chill. If you ever want to know more about Enter the Dragonfly, by the way, they have like on YouTube, there's a really good documentary with like developer interviews and a lot of other stuff. So be sure to check it out if any part of this game might interest you, like the development or just the game in general, or if you're like me and you just like listening to developer interviews. So we should get a dragonfly for that. Apparently, in some versions of the game, I can't remember if it was the races or the time attacks, but in some versions of the game, you can actually get gypped out of the dragonfly in some of the speed oops. Gosh dang it. So, yeah, I think that happens if you don't have the, like, the greatest hits version. I think it's the, try again, no. I think it's the, like, the regular version that's kinda, bugged like that. Alright, we'll see how this goes. These races can be pretty tricky, at least they are in Spyro 3. So, yeah, interestingly in Spyro 3, if you have the 1.0 version, which is also the non-greatest hits version, you can also get locked out of getting some of the eggs for completing the races and the speedways. So yeah, just be sure if you're like picking this game up that you get the greatest hits version so that you don't run into any of the glitches. And unlike Spyro 3, I don't think there's a way you can actually like get around the glitches in this one when it comes to like not getting the dragonflies. So yeah, I think there's actually a version of this game that's like impossible to 100%. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to hit those. The ones that are like out of the way. This is a really short track. Usually these things are so long. Well, we might have to start over, or we might have to try again because I doubt I can catch, considering I missed 2 boost things. In Spyro 3, the first race was pretty generous. You could miss like a boost or 2 and be okay. And also, I'm not sure what's the fastest. Like, for example, in Spyro 3, it's actually like way faster whenever you can to be charging along the, like charge jumping along the ground. I'm not sure if that's the same for this game. Because in Reignited Trilogy at least, it almost always seems faster to be flying. Ooh. Get out. No. No, 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 no. Yes. We sniped the win. You won. Try again? No. So those ninjas were being embarrassed, so they gave you a dragonfly. Alright, so it looks like for this speedway at least, we are not glitched. Well, I guess we'll see if it actually like goes towards our completion percent. So I'm actually going to go back into the time attack really quick, and I should have checked this earlier. Because if you remember in the other Spyro games, they always had like an additional challenge. So I'm trying to see... I'm kind of curious if there... I don't think there is, because there's only 2 more dragonflies in the level. I think we'll get 1 from doing the tank mini game, and I think we'll get 1 from doing the challenge with the baby dragons and their kites. So I don't think there's like a secret like hunter challenge here. But I just wanted to make sure by checking the atlas or whatever it's called. Are you sure you want to exit the area? Yes. Alrighty, not bad. It looks like all the enemies respawn though, which is interesting. But that's fine, because I think we only have to go a little ways to get to the next challenge. If I remember, it was over here. So I think in this episode, I do kind of wish we did both of the challenges in the last episode, but that episode was going on like 45 minutes. And I never really like to make my episodes longer than that, if I can help it. Unless it's like a finale, like you'll notice the Tomb Raider finale was about an hour and a half. Or no, it was like just over an hour, not an hour and a half. Jeez, this game is running really smooth. I don't know, I thought I didn't have any like speed hacks turned on my emulator, but... Or maybe it's just a product of the emulator, but this should be like way more choppy and stuff. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, let's go in here. So I'm actually going to listen to the instructions here because I do not know what I'm supposed to be doing. And I hear this one is pretty tricky. At least I'm in the Spyro speedrunning Discord and they don't like it, so... Oh, let's see. How do I control the tank? Is this line not voiced? Shoot with the circle button. You can raise the turret with the square button and lower it with the X button. Try holding down the triangle button for targeting mode. Turn the turret with the L2 button and the R2 button. You can recenter the turret with the R1 button.
Would you clear out the tank training arena?
No problem, homie. So, camera... So he said R2 and L2 turn it, circle shoots, square goes up, X goes down, triangle, okay. So, oh my gosh, wait, what? I can't reverse the tank. Okay. So, funnily enough, this tank does not have tank controls. Which is kind of frustrating because you would expect a tank to have tank controls. Like when I push left, the tank does this, which is not what you want a tank to do. No wonder why this is apparently difficult. I feel like, which button do I put? Okay, R1 makes the turret go back to normal. Good thing there's so much fodder. I feel like I'm gonna be taking a lot of damage here. Just because, like, so the thing with a tank, right, is like you're supposed to be able to like maneuver while you're shooting, but because of the way they've done the controls and made a tank not use tank controls, it's actually kind of counterintuitive because it's really hard to aim and like move and like move from side to side, for example. Okay, that's basically impossible. So what I'm finding out is it's better to point yourself at the enemy, because doing this, like, how am I supposed to aim with that? It's like way too sensitive to get an accurate angle. Where do I go? Although it is kind of easier since the camera moves with the thing if you aren't moving. So I guess if you sit still, maybe that's how you aim, but then you're like a sitting duck because the bullets move kind of fast. So maybe the trick is to like snipe everything and just hit it from super far away. Sounds like there's a tank on the other side. Why won't this blow up? Wow, there are a lot of tanks. I'm kind of worried about this, to be honest. Let's shoot some of these. Although maybe we don't want to, because that will put us out in the open too. Can we like snipe these guys? Nice. So yeah, maybe that's the trick, is to just sit back super far and snipe people. Come on. There we go. Oh, it shot the fodder. Stop shooting the fodder. Thank you. Doesn't even die when you shoot it. I think you have to run them over. See if there's any bad guys behind these. I think there's a little bit of aim assist, which helps. It seems like my bullets are kind of curving in the air. I think it's interesting how there don't seem to be any gems in this challenge. Because we got them all already for this level. Which I'm not complaining. It would suck to have to run over gems in the tank. Is there stuff over here, or is this just a wall? I guess it's just... Why would you ever even want to aim up? Like, if you're gonna aim up, just do the targeted aiming. I'm gonna get hit here. Oh. What? How do you not die? Snipe. Snipe. Gosh dang it, my bullets keep hitting this cliff because I guess its hitbox is bigger than it is. Did I kill them all?
Well done.
I wasn't keeping track. Okay.
Hey, it's Cub.
Is he going to ask me if I want to ride around in it for fun? I can set up some more dummies for it.
Well,
So yeah, that's one thing I really appreciate about a lot of older games that you don't really see nowadays, is that older games were really concerned about like letting the player just do things for fun. A lot of games these days, once you do something, it's kind of like done until your next playthrough. I mean, like, sure, they might throw in like repeatable challenges with like times or scores that you can beat. But there's never really any like, you know, do you want to drive this tank around just for fun? Do you want to drive this submarine around just for fun? Like, there's usually not stuff like that much. And I think it's kind of cool that the game developers considered that, you know, some people might just want to like dink off, especially kids. Yeah, let's go home. I think that's the most like completion I've ever had on that level. I don't think I ever collected all the gems as a kid, but if you remember in the last episode, we grabbed the lightning breath stone or whatever, so now we can put it in the dragon, and now, oh, I guess I have to change it. We have lightning breath, which looks just as bad as all the other breath abilities. But now that we have that, we can come over here and open up this door that was previously shut to us. All right, indeed. Get off. Okay. Yeah, and you'll notice we left the dragonfly. What? I thought I turned this off. Okay, I think it's off now. Let's hope it stays off. Frickin' Sparx. I think there's like an area where Sparx will try to teach us how to swim over here. So we'll see if he actually does that. So basically, as far as I know, for the most part, the breath abilities, beyond a few different animations, like, they don't really have very much interaction with the enemies. There might be a couple enemies that can only be killed by a certain breath type. Okay, what the heck? Okay, I think they're off for sure now. I even went back in to double check. Unless they're just turning themselves back on, then I'm gonna be salty. But I think I have to click like a specific button for the settings to actually like save. I could be wrong though, so who knows. Frickin' Sparx. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't think there's any like enemies that will die like to only one kind of breath. Maybe there's a few, but there definitely aren't a lot. The breath abilities are more for interacting with the environment than the enemies themselves. So like you'll see in a minute when we do this little challenge, we'll have to use the lightning breath on the stuff. I'm just making sure I got all the gems down here before I go up top into the barn. Yeah, I think that's everything. So this UFO and this guy, this farmer.
Wow, that's a lot of dragonflies, Spyro.
He'll actually take us to another level, which is probably the one we'll do next. But yeah, for this challenge, it spawns a bunch of these things, which we have to, these like lightning rods, which we have to hit with the lightning breath. So we're going to try to do that. And if I remember correctly, this one's pretty tight. Like, this one gave me a bit of trouble as a kid. Because now we have to go out there and get that one. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It's okay that Sparx is talking here.
Hey, it's Alex.
You know what? I think we did turn him off, because I think otherwise he would have stopped and talked to us around like right here and tried to tell us how to swim, which would have made us probably fail the challenge,
Hey, it's
which would
Amy.
have been annoying. So, I guess if you leave the hints on, make sure you go to areas first before you, like, start trying to do the challenges in them, just in case Sparx decides he has something to say. Yeah, let's go onto the island, and then we'll take a dip. So I think at last episode I said there's only like 6 levels. There's actually 8, I
You
believe.
got enough dragonflies to get the boat up and running.
So yeah, this is another level. This is to Luau Island, I think is what it's called. Oops. Go back to Flame. And yeah, so Luau Island, and then I don't remember what the farm level's called. Are there any of those glass bases? Vases? Bases? I don't. Or are all the gems just chilling on the ground? What's up with that funny noise? So, earlier I was talking about the Spyro documentary, or the Spyro 4 documentary for this game. Apparently there was a cut animation that has like Spyro holding his breath and then like gasping it out. Which I guess was supposed to be used for swimming. That's what the guy in the video says. But the funny thing is, Spyro never really reacts to being in the water or coming out of the water in any of the games, except in Spyro 1 because he can't swim at all, so he just takes damage and drowns. But in this game at least, or in the rest of the games at least, Spyro's always been able to swim. So one thing that's kind of interesting is that they would add an animation of him holding his breath. And I don't know, as a kid, I remember asking my parents, I'm like, hey, why can this dragon hold his breath underwater forever? And they were like, oh, dragons can hold their breath underwater. And I don't even know if that's like a lore thing. I think they just told me that because, you know, they're like, I don't know, so just make something up. But it sounded good to me, so I kind of just like always believed that. And to this day, I still don't know if that's part of like dragon lore or whatever. But anyways, it seems to be a part of Spyro's, because like I said, he never really reacts to being underwater. You can never drown except in the first game, like I said. Although in the first game, it's debatable whether any of the stuff is even water. It might just all be like lava-y goo. I think we got all the gems. I'm just going to assume that we have. Sorry about that, I was thinking about what I wanted to do. So I've only been recording for like a little under a half hour, and after I make edits and stuff, it'll probably even be shorter. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and start whatever the heck this level's called. Let's see. It's called Crop Circle Country. Yeah. We'll go ahead and get this level started. We won't do, even though it pains me, we won't be doing everything here before we end the episode. I don't even know if we'll end up getting all the gems. I guess we'll just see how long it takes, but maybe we will. We'll at least get the dragonfly for beating the level. Like, maybe we'll just run through real quick and get the dragonfly at the end and like kill the enemies, and then in the next episode we can clean up the gems that we didn't get and do the mini games.
Howdy, Spyro.
Space Rip Talks. So okay, yeah. So in this game, most of, if not all of the enemies are called Riptocs after Ripto, obviously. In the first game, all the enemies are Norks because they're like nasty Norks henchmen. In the second game, all the enemies are just like random inhabitants of Avalar. There's no like specific like race or whatever that they all belong to. Oh my gosh. And then I guess in the third game, they're all called Rhinox. So Spyro 2 is the only one that doesn't have like a specific like antagonist force that you're fighting against. It's usually just like the inhabitants of a specific world that you're like having to keep in check or whatever, or like some invading invading force or whatever. I don't know. Oh, there's a dragonfly. Let's go get him.
Hey, it's
I think I'm getting better at getting these guys. I don't know if you remember last episode, but usually, I wonder if I can, oh, I guess not. I was gonna say, I wonder if the lightning breath lets you, my gosh, break metal. But I guess that makes sense, because lightning, it's not like electricity breaks metal. Metal just conducts it. Something that's kind of interesting is this game refers to Ripto a lot. I think it did in the intro cutscene. It refers to him as a lizard, which I think is kind of interesting. I never would have considered Ripto a lizard myself. Maybe Gulp at the most. But Crush is more like a stunted dragon or something. Like if you look at Crush, he actually has like really tiny wings. So I always thought Crush was like some kind of deformed dragon, and Gulp was like a dragon without wings, maybe. And I didn't know what Ripto was, but he never struck me as a lizard. But I guess they're all lizards, or at least Ripto is. I don't know. These guys run away from you? That's funny. That's one thing I really like about a lot of the Spyro games, is that I think in every one of them they'll have enemies that run away from you, which is a change of pace, because there are not a lot of games that have that. Like in Crash, for example, you're usually the one doing the running away from things. But yeah, all the way since Spyro 1, every game has had at least one enemy that will run away from you. So one thing about this game, not the graphics really, but a lot of the sound effects are reused from Spyro 3. Like these guys' death sounds, or not, maybe not the big guys, but the little guys that run away, their death sounds specifically are from, I think they're from the Magna Macone level. I think it's the sound the whip guys make when you kill them. I could be wrong, but I know I've heard their death noise in Spyro 3, that like oh sound or whatever. I can't do it very well, but you know which sound I'm talking about, I hope. No, dang it. I lied when I said I was better. Oop. I lied when I said I was better at catching these guys. I wonder what that is for. So let's equip the lightning breath. It's kind of annoying that the breath thing is It's kind of annoying that the breath thing is like a single button. I think if I were to do it, I would have 2 buttons, because right now R1 just does this. That could probably be on a different button. It just brings up your inventory. So I would probably put either 2 buttons to cycle through your breaths, or I would put... Wow, this is a lot of gems for this game. This game usually just sticks with 1s and 2s. Or I would have like a radial menu, which I think is what Legend of Spyro does, is they have like a circular menu, so you can select your breaths. This level's always kind of spooky with the music. So one thing you'll notice about these levels is that they loop around on themselves. Spyro 1 did that a lot. Spyro 3, that was like its whole thing. Spyro 2 didn't do it as much. In fact, there were only a couple levels where there was like a what the heck? I swear, what is that? There were only a couple levels in Spyro 2 that like genuinely looped around on themselves. There were a couple with like shortcuts back to the start, but not many that just like the start was right next to the end and just like gated off. But this game, yeah, a lot of the levels will go in full circle. Which I think was actually like kind of like a conscious design thing. Like someone said like, no, in Enter the Dragonfly we need the levels to loop around on themselves. And apparently that's like not something that the engine was meant to do. Like apparently if you walk across loading zones in these levels in a certain way, you can actually like end up bricking the game. Why? Okay, so am I going crazy? Like sometimes when I'm running around on the ground, I'll see like puffs of smoke or whatever, and then I'll try to look where they come from, but I never see anything. Am I going crazy, or can you guys see those too? Or is it from like killing stuff? Because I know I ran into like a ton of barrels and then turned around and there were puffs of smoke like this. But shouldn't those puffs of smoke be gone? Do they not process unless you're looking at them? I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy. Do I have to do anything with those? Like, they just kind of die, but like I don't know if I have to kill them. Like I said, we're not trying to grab all the gems on this circle round. Thank you, Zoe. But yeah, even on the emulator, you can tell this level is a lot more choppy than the than the Dragonfly Dojo was. I'm sure these fog effects like this don't really help. Ooh, this looks satisfying. What the heck? I just like bounced off that tree. Yeah, I love when they line stuff up like that. Oh, that's a way into a mini game. Am I wearing my headphones back? Oh, I am. I was like, why is that coming out of my left headphone when it was on the right side of me? But I'm wearing my headphones backwards, so GG me, I guess. I didn't even notice for this long. Ouch. Back. Camera, stop being weird. Okay, I switched my headphones around, so now... let's do this real quick. I'll bet we can get this at least kinda quick, I hope, if we don't bonk too much. Oh yeah, I forget they give you, like, the fireballs for this one. Oh, here's one. Come on, one more. Oh. Back, hit it. You completed the challenge. Look right up into the sky, why don't you, Spyro?
Hey, it's nested.
Alright, where's Zoe? There she is. That means we're supposed to go this way. I'm so dumb. Those guys shoot right in front of themselves.
Hey, Spyro, glad you're here. The doors are jammed. I've set some explosives, but don't have any matches. My mama always told me that I should never play with magic. Anyway, maybe you can help me with a light?
Why are all the cows standing right around the explosives?
Hey there, Dragon. Thanks for helping out this here farm.
Anytime, Farmer Bill.
Here, take this thing legit. I was gonna use it in my new smoker BBQ for flavor.
Jeez, I wonder what happened if you just didn't talk to this guy.
Hey, it's Fiona.
Like, usually Spyro will make you talk to people when they're gonna give you, like, an end-of-level reward or whatever. But it didn't make me talk to that guy. I had to go push triangle on him, so that's kind of interesting. Huh, this isn't even like a loop, huh? This is... no, because this is the guy from the start. But was this always here? Why don't I remember this? But yeah, anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. I know it's really weird for me too to be ending it right in the middle of a level, but this game's levels are just a little bit too long, and there's just a little bit too much to do in the homeworld for me to, like, fit it all into one. So I apologize for that if that's, like, weird for you, because it's weird for me too. But yeah, so in the next one we'll just finish up this level, and then I think next we'll go... Yeah, in the next episode, I think we'll have enough to do by just finishing up the level. If not, maybe we can start one of the other levels, like Luau Island or the Honeycomb Swamp or whatever the flip it's called. I don't even know what that level's called. But, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you in the next episode. Goodbye.